Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Zoeacraft. I believe it's episode 5 at this point. As I said I think every episode so far, I've kind of lost track of how many videos I've made. Because I record these before I edit them, and I usually have 2 or 3 episodes worth of footage before I get to editing them. But, in the last episode, we did a bit of decorating around the bottom. I am happy where this is at here. I might need to add a couple more firefly bushes around because I really like the ambience, especially the ambience from the 2 spore blossoms. It looks amazing. But I'll probably put more firefly bushes. Off camera, I also did a bit more work on spawn a bit. I've set this up. It's just a little path heading to the top of the mountain, which took me longer than I want to admit, but we're not going to talk about that. And then at the top, I built this lovely little fountain thing. It looks alright. I should probably get rid of that crafting table. But we've got the shops. Now, I haven't planned on building any shops yet. I will turn that into some kind of shop eventually, after I find a proper spot to build. But it's kind of like, it's like the Homecraft Season 7 shop thing. You have to put a diamond block here, and you can build a shop. Very simple. Now, what I'm planning on doing this episode is searching for my, forever house, or, my main base, where I'm gonna build that. What I'm looking for, or at least what I'm going in looking for, because I will prefer try to do other things, is I would like to find a very big ocean, because I want to build some kind of water base. I'm not sure exactly what I will make out of that yet, but I have some ideas. But in order to actually start this process, I should probably get some materials quickly so that I'm not just exploring into the nowhere with nothing. So I'll do that quickly. Alright guys, so far I think we should be good with what I've got in my inventory there. I am just going to quickly run to a lava lake somewhere because I would like to get some obsidian in case I find an area and want to put a nether portal there. Now, I am quite unsure what I want to do for my main base. I've got 2 ideas, and I feel like what I build will very largely be decided on where or what I find first. Because if I find a spot that looks way better for one or the other, then I will probably do one or the other. Alright, we've got a boat now, which is probably the big one, because I would like... One of the 2 things I want to build is I'm thinking, these giant stone, magical rune pillar things have come out of the ocean and are, making these weird patches of water. And then people have come in to, try and study them. But, imagine, a bunch of these big stone spikes that have got cool markings in them have come out. There's, I'll probably do, 10 of them or so randomly. And then they push out this giant, orb wave of water. So there's just this hole in the ocean. And then there's a bunch of different leveled, these bunch of different leveled water ponds that have got coral and all that stuff in them. Something like that. And then there's a bunch of these makeshift facilities built up to try and, figure out what the big pillars are doing. That's the first option. The other one is if I find a big island and then I want to cover the whole thing in big trees and make it a magical forest that's got weird imagine the Sylvaneth from Warhammer AOS. Something kind of how they're described, big trees, building little houses that live, that kind of stuff. Alright, 12 should be enough for now. But we're gonna go on a great adventure today. I'll just cut between if I find something interesting or not. Into the unknown. Wow, that was cringy. Okay, well, I found an ocean monument. That's pretty close to spawn. That's very useful. That is something I can definitely turn into something. Not sure if I've ever mentioned this, but just how good birch forests look now with these little flowers everywhere. I think that it gets a bit much when you're in the normal forests and it's just like all like so many of the what are they called? The leaf litter, but I think it works with the little flowers. Okay. I'm seeing island here, which I think is a good sign. I'm not 100% sure. It's F, this one. Okay. So. Oh, okay. I can work with this. I like that. That's pretty good. I want to explore this one, though. Holy, okay. Big island. Oh, doggo. I don't have bones. I think this one will be where I'm living, honestly. I'm liking the look of this. It's not too far from spawn, so I don't have to go like 100 miles every time I want to get there. It also looks like it is partially connected. I really like this. I think this is going to be where I live. Alright, so not the best spawn. What way do I want to go? It is... No, it's through there. What the hell? I think I was going the wrong way. There it is. If I lose all my stuff again, I'm going to be very, very annoyed. This, my dear viewers, is what we like to call a bit of foreshadowing. Holy, this shader pack is... This is very annoying. So, we lost everything again. I love this game dearly. Like, okay. Oh, I've got pants. I forgot about that. Wait. Alright, guys. I've got my diamond gear back and a shovel. I don't have tools yet. I'm just gonna have to suffer with iron for a little bit. But I'm gonna go build a bridge back over there because I still would like easy access to get to my new base. Alright guys, so I've set up a bit of a pipeline, I guess, to get here. And I'm going to start clearing out areas here because I do need the materials. So the kind of vibe that I'm going to try and go for whilst in my base is the realm of Gyran from Warhammer. It's meant to be like this embodiment of like life magic, lots of like overgrown forests. If you look at some of the photos, I'll probably put them on screen now, there's lots of big jutting out rocks and cool formations that I want to really try my best to make as well. But yeah, like lots of big trees. I'm gonna try and make a big variety, like the big oak ones, some really tall birch ones. I'll try my hand at some mangrove, but I haven't really done them before, so that'll be a bit of a new experience for me. But that's the kind of general vibe that I'm going for with these builds. I also forgot to record me doing the big pillar thing, so a spike rock in the background, so just ignore that. Alrighty guys, so I'm not sure what I've put before this, but I've been working on my build a little bit. This is a very small one, but I will plan on having some massive trees over here. But for the time being, I'm trying to just do little patches at a time. So we've got this little tree. I think it looks great. We've also got this big giant stone, which is done on one side and is not on the other, but we're going to ignore that for the time being. I need to go find a lush cave to just farm a metric load of moss. Pretty much everything that I'll need, because I need a lot of those kind of things. I need desert grass too. I would really like some of that. Also, an interesting thing that I thought I'd throw in, because I only discovered this recently. Did you know you could shear the bottom of vines and they won't grow? Like, is that something that's like public knowledge? Because I didn't know that. I also have supposedly heard that light levels affect. And I think that's true. Yeah, it is. Okay, so if I hide the firefly bushes, then they'll be out all the time. I love that. I do like that. But this is the kind of general vibe that I'm going for. Overgrown, stuff everywhere, all sorts of different environmental stuff. This isn't even that unique. Like, I'm gonna have so much color and all that built into this. But, as I said, it's early game still-ish. It's not, I don't have everything at my disposal. But I am gonna go look for some more spore blossoms because they are amazing. Alright, we've got a couple spore blossoms so far. We're looking for more, though. We also found a good chunk of diamonds, which... never gonna turn that down. Chuck you here. And chuck one on this tree too. There. Nope. On the fence. Yep, one there. I also got some beehives with a silk touch pick that I stole from Polar's base. Don't tell him I did that. I also got some of these wildflowers, which I'll chuck around because they look quite nice. Probably throw a lot of them around in this build, and the bees, we'll chuck the bees down too. I think one on the smaller tree will look better. Guys, so I've done a bit more work here. I'm not happy with this birch tree. I do need to do a little bit more, especially especially up here. I think that looks weird, so I'm gonna add a couple more leaves there and trim that down so it's much more of like a cone. I also need to make it a bit chunkier around there because I think that'll look better. And I've started work on this one, but I've run out of materials, so I think that might be the end of this episode. Tell me how you are enjoying the series. This was going to be what a lot of our, next couple of episodes are going to be, is me building these. I want to essentially make this entire island a giant, forest. But it's going to get thicker as it gets in the middle. Like, I'm going to put massive trees in there. Eventually, I'll probably spread out to that island too, maybe go that way. But for the time being, my main plan is this island. But, yeah, anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed. Peace out. Right, editing Aiden here. I'd just really like to know, are you guys enjoying the shorter episodes or the longer ones at the start? Because I have been trying to edit down them a lot more in the last couple of episodes because I think it gets a bit long when I do the 40-minute hour ones. So, like, do you want me to add more uncut footage and just more of me just narrating what I'm doing? Or do you prefer the more cut down, shorter, more compact videos? Let me know what you guys would like, but I'll see you in the next episode.